There are 3 things a gay always needs.
Craziest thing happened to me today.
We gotta know the tea. We gotta keep the tea. We gotta be the best friend.
Guess who I saw on the dating app the other day?
I'm so glad that phones cannot talk, because if my phone could talk, the secrets that it would tell.
Wow. I really was blessed with good looks. Like, look at me.
G'day. Woo!
Hi!
We are back.
Season 3.
Back. Season 3, bitches. And yes, I said bitches. Yes, we're back. We are finally back. I just had a quick look at when our last episode was, and it was the 7th of April. We have not done an episode for like 2 months, and we're back. So like 2 months. 2 months. We've been busy.
Welcome to season 3. We are
Season
officially
3.
This is what, episode 21, bitch. It's a legal drinking age in the United States, so get a drink, bitch, because we are on episode 21. And y'all have stuck with us through it. So thank you for being here with us. Thank you.
Thank you for sticking with us until US adulthood. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Wait, what's the drinking age in Australia?
18. So we hit Australian adulthood in season 2. So now we're in US adulthood. We're adults worldwide because
you can't do that in the United States because no one can handle. They can't handle. It should be 27 over here because no one can handle their damn liquor.
That's why when all of the Aussies go to the US, they're just like lit all the time. Like that's why we love to drink. But yeah, we've been busy. Like I said, it's been 2 months. We're back for season 3. I know you and I have been talking so much over the last 2 months about like we need to start up the podcast again. Yeah. But we've just had a lot going on. Like I officially live in Melbourne, Victoria now. So I'm no longer down south.
The big move. How are we loving Melbourne?
I love Melbourne. Like I catch myself walking around the city and just looking around and having a massive smile on my face, and it's just like, I'm gonna swear again, but it's just like I fucking did it. Like I moved here, I'm fucking here, I fucking love it. And yeah, Melbourne's sick. I'm so glad I'm here. I'm basically in a new city, I'm in a new apartment. I started a new job, so everything's like new, and now we're here with a new season 3, new. So yeah.
But I think it's very telling that there's a window behind you, because this is the window of opportunity, because I'm seeing your neighbors walking by. So let's get the real tea that everyone's asking for. Are your neighbors hot? Are there any hot neighbors in the building?
I feel like I've seen maybe 1 or 2 daddies. You know how I feel like daddy. I don't mind the daddies. So I feel like I've seen maybe 1 or 2 daddies walk past, and maybe like 2 or 3 people that I need to like figure out if they're hot or not. But also typical me, I'm never home because I'm always out of the house. I'm always doing something. I've always got plans. So
same.
I should. Oh my god, someone's walking past now.
Go get her. Bring her on so we can interview her.
Which again is another reason why you guys have to watch us on YouTube. Not only listen to us on Spotify, but watch us on YouTube, because you can then watch my neighbors walking past while we are live.
The window opportunity. And trust me, if anybody is following this and you think one of Paul's neighbors is hot and you are trying to have a love connection, tell Paul, send him a DM so he can turn around, grab that person, bring them on, and introduce them to you. Now,
I'll knock on the doors. I'll knock on all the doors.
And we will ask them all the unnecessary questions that we as gays get to do, because apparently everybody else gets to do it. Which is why,
before we start that, bitch, I want to know what has been happening with you. It's been 2 months, and I know what's happening with you, but I don't think everyone else does.
Okay, so I have officially hosted several Bingo Loco shows.
Cue the
are we doing
clapping.
cheers? Hold on.
Yes, we are. Of course we are.
So before we went to break on season 2, I did tell everybody that I was working on something. And it was that I'm now hosting worldwide the world renowned worldwide show Bingo Loco. I'm a live
Amazing.
host. If you head over to my Instagram, I just posted a reel at Russell X Raymond.
Woo.
I sing live, I tell jokes. It's the ultimate bingo game with a rave round, and there's head-to-head challenges. So if multiple callers get bingo at the same time, I have one prize. So we have to throw in a challenge so that they can compete. A lot of times I make the audience decide, whoever's putting in the work to entertain, like we are all there to have a good night. So it's great. Like I have like a little following now. People message me like, are you hosting? We're gonna come see you. Like, shout out to my girl Susanna, who brought like 15 people with her last time. She was at my very first show.
Yes,
And
Susanna.
she came out and brought 15 people for her birthday. And then they're like, we need to come back. And then after the show, they're all taking pictures with me. I've been to Sacramento. I've been to West Hollywood. I've been to downtown Los Angeles. I've been to Denver, Colorado. Where else have I been?
That's so good.
I just got a request for Vancouver. So like we're international, girl. We are all over the place. I'm booked and busy. When you talk about, and I'm in negotiations now, working on something else, which normally I don't do. Normally my agent does that. So this one kind of came out of left field in a good way, but I'm having to negotiate my own contract with anybody who knows that like you always want someone else to do that, because you always want to maintain a good relationship, because yes, you need to figure out the logistics, and things can get complicated, like when it comes into when it comes to contract negotiations. Nothing is ever in bad faith, but like experience comes into play. A lot of things come into play, and the creativity part of it and aspect. And so everybody knows I don't like to do. Anybody who knows me knows I don't like to deal with that. I'm just like, here, talk to my manager.
But I just want to say as well, like, and like I've said this to you, and a lot of your other close friends have said this to you, but I feel like the audience needs to know this, is that, as someone watching from the outside, like you are doing an amazing job. Like,
thank you.
To see you and like the content that you post and to watch you on stage, like you really are in your element. And so yeah, you're doing so. Why am I tearing up right now?
Thank you. No, let me tell you, every time I'm getting ready to go live on stage, it's just like this surreal moment.
Yeah.
Where there's about 600 people in every audience that you do. That's probably one of the smaller audiences I've had. Like I've had up to 800-900 people. Denver was 3 stories, so it was an amphitheater.
Wow.
And so it's this surreal moment that, yes, people are here for the show, and I post where I'm hosting and when I'm hosting. And some of them are there for me. So it's this overwhelming feeling of, are they gonna like me? Are they gonna, is this like, this is like, I'm living my dreams. This is a moment for me. Like I'm soaking it all in, and it's all, I did San Francisco. That's what it was. I did San Francisco.
San Francisco.
And so like, it's this overwhelming feeling of emotion. And then immediately after the show, I get so emotional. Like I want to cry, because people are like, oh my God, you did so good. I love you. Like, you're great. I love your energy. And I will say, like, I have not been this happy in a long time. I haven't been miserable, like, but when you're just trying to figure out your path in life, like every chapter in your life is different. Every path you go down leads you to where you're ultimately supposed to end up, right? And so it's us in this world trying to figure out how we best provide our own assets to this world in the role that it plays. And so I always knew that I was an entertainer. And I swore up and down one day, I was like, whoever hires me, I'm going to make them millions and thousands and all kinds of money. And I feel like this specific position has allowed me to do that. I am blowing up in what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. And my next goal is to take over Let's Make a Deal with Wayne Brady when he decides to retire. That is my goal. And I will tell you, I have never set a goal and not achieved it. Like anytime I set a goal and I actually put the time and effort into that specific goal, it happens. So
I'm
Manifest
fairly
what you want in this world, because I'm telling you, I always knew that I was going to be on stage. I always knew I was going to be this form of like Jennifer Lopez, right? Jennifer Lopez is the ultimate.
yeah.
She's she does it all. There's nothing she doesn't
You
do.
love J-Lo. You love J-Lo so
I was
much.
the same aspect, right? I'm like, I don't want to be like this pop star. I don't want to be like just an actor. I don't want to be just a host. I don't want to be just doing the news and be a news anchor. I wanted to be an all-around entertainer, and Bingo Loco has allowed me to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is just a moment of surrealness and excitement for me, and I'm so happy that I'm able to share that with everyone. And who knows? You might catch me in Sydney or Melbourne,
You
because
better. I'm
national.
waiting.
So
I'm
check it
waiting.
out. You can head over to my Instagram and see what I've been up to. There's a couple other things I've been up to. But you got to subscribe for that, because we don't give out information for free. But anyways, let's get to the reason why we're here. We are here talking about the Q&A to the gays that nobody asked for, the things that all the straight people ask us, and it's unnecessary, and it makes you lose your mind and say, what? Like, who's the top and who's the bottom? I've had someone ask me, who's the boy and who's the girl? What do you mean who's the boy and who's like, we are both men, okay?
Yes. I think there's a point when you're newly gay and you're coming out to your friends and you're coming out to your colleagues, you're coming out to your family, and there's a point where because you're a fresh baby gay or a fresh baby they them or a fresh baby whatever, do you know what I mean? You've just come into your queerness, and I feel like when you're fresh in that, there's this patience where someone asks you one of those questions and you're just like, oh, you know what? Like, there is no boy and girl because we're actually both boys.
Yeah.
But then there comes a point in time where you literally just want to slap the person that asked you the question. And I feel like that's what this episode is. It is a slap to be like, you know what? We are going to answer those questions now, and we don't want the questions anymore. So let's go through the questions.
Oh God, let me tell you. Let me just tell the audience where this conversation sparked from.
It was you and I, right? Like,
it was with you
I was
and
trying
I,
to
but
remember.
the day before, we were at my niece's graduation.
Yes,
and
I remember
my
now.
oldest sister sits us down, and she's like, so I got a question to ask you. And everybody knows I do not like questions. I don't even like when someone leads with a question like that, right? Because like it's already bad when we start there. So she goes,
we're gonna push you out of that.
So how do you decide who's gonna be the top and who's gonna be the bottom? And I said some like off the wall like answer. I think I said something like, you rock, paper, scissors for it, and like whoever loses whoever loses doesn't get to decide. And she was like, what? And I'm like, we don't talk about this, and this is very uncomfortable. And then my niece was like, oh my gosh, this is so weird, like, why are we talking about so
oh my gosh, I lost my train of
so
thought.
I love my sister. However, there's, oh my gosh, I have another one too. Like, okay, if there's one thing you don't want to do at a pride party, right? Because it's Pride right now, and it's Pride Month. So happy Pride.
Happy Pride Month.
Gays.
Happy Pride Month.
Everything I do is for the gays. So my friend, one of my very best friends was here. We had a pride party, and she's asking everybody how they met. And so finally there was one point I pulled her to the side and I said, look, I love you, girl, but this is probably not the time to ask the gays how they met, because you might be given some unconventional answers. And it's funny because I was listening and you hear, oh, the gym, and then the other person just going with it, or oh, we met here, or oh, we met there. And I'm like, that is not
my favorite. My favorite thing that I remember seeing, I reckon it was after like Mardi Gras or after World Pride or something. I saw this meme, and it was like every gay is obligated. It's like every gay's obligation on Monday when their straight colleague asks them, how was your weekend? To just respond with, it was all right. When really it was all right means so much more than it was all right.
So much. Like,
it was okay.
There is, I've been straight, I've been bi, I've been gay, I've hit the stops, right? And there is just something different and unspoken about the gay community that we just have an understanding that you don't understand in the straight world. You just don't get it. You're not invited and you're not welcomed to be invited either because you're not gay.
Look,
Even if
I
you're in
think you're
LA, you are not
I
gay.
I think you're invited into some spaces like a
Absolutely not.
drag bar. Like
No. Let me tell you
you
why.
oh my
Because the
goodness. Here we go.
straights don't know how to act at the drag bar.
Russ's Rants, season 3, episode 1, Russ's Rants. Go for it.
This is gonna be a real. You are not. No, that is our space. You take our lead. If we're not teasing the drag queen with a dollar all around the world, and we're holding it and flailing around, if we are not doing that, you don't do it either. If we're flailing the dollar, it's towards the drag queen, as in, yes, bitch, you did that. And then you bing, bullseye, and you hand it to them where they want it. You don't go and pull it back and go and pull it back. They are not a dog. They're not a cat.
Oh no.
Okay. You respect our space so you are not invited. You are just a +1. And know that.
I think okay, let me retract that then. Not drag bars, but RuPaul's Drag Race meet and greet, because that's basically made for the straight girls.
Very true.
But I just want to go back to one because this is one that I always love, like always love when it comes from a straight person. So, someone in the office or someone, a friend finds out that you are a homosexual, and then they go,
Is that French?
is that French? They go, oh, like, do you have a boyfriend? And, me being me, I say, no, I don't have a boyfriend. And then they go, oh, I've got a gay friend. Let me introduce you to them. It's like, what?
No.
Because we're both gay, we're automatically going to fall in love with each other and be like, oh my God, you're my type. Like, let's rock, paper, scissors to find out who's the top and who's the bottom. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, you can't just put two gay people together and then all of a sudden they fall in love. It's like when, am I going on a rant right now?
Yes. Paul's
It's like-
Rants season 3. He's finally come around.
It's like when, I think, do you have that show in the US, Married at First Sight?
Yes.
Yeah. So in Australia, like, I think it was like season 2 or season 3, they put together the first gay couple on Married at First Sight. And I remember seeing it, and instantly I was just like, in the back of my mind, I was like, they both bottoms. But then, when you watch them when you watch them interact, you're like, this is not gonna work. And like, this TV show is literally fueling heteronormative thoughts.
Yes.
And do you know what I mean? Like heteronormative thoughts to be like, we can just put two guys together, and because they're both gay, they're gonna fall in love and marry each other. It does not work like that. So if you want to hook us up with your gay friend, first of all, ask us, what is our type, right?
Yeah.
Like, because if I say that my type is someone from Latin America and they ain't from Latin America, then don't introduce me.
Well, and that is where Paul stands, y'all. And look, take notes. Don't slip into his DMs unless you're Hispanic. Okay?
But that's not true. Like,
don't do it. He's stand in your truth, Paul. Stand in.
Are we live?
You know, the other one I like is people confusing ghetto and personality. Like, you know what I mean?
Expand. No, go on.
Or I wouldn't even say ghetto. Actually, let me rephrase.
Maybe you need to rephrase that. Yeah.
Because I would consider myself ghetto, right? Because like,
me too. I grew up.
If we run out of soap, or if I run out of laundry soap, I just might use dish detergent in the sink to make sure my clothes are washed for the next day, because I got places to go, and that's ghetto, and it's fabulous, and I love it. It's resourceful, right? Now, people confusing that and personality with trashy, right? So it's like, I know this guy, he's also gay, and you guys would get along so well because you're exactly the same. And then I meet this person and I'm like, this person is trashy. I'm not trashy. Like, I have decorum. I know how to dress. I know how to show up in spaces and know how to command a room without being overly obnoxious And nothing irks me more than when someone tells me, "Oh, you guys will get along great," because you obviously have a misrepresentation of what you think I am. Because having personality and being that are two different things. I'm never the obnoxious one in the room. I'm always the fun one. Especially when I'm drinking, y'all. And I don't really drink
You haven't
anymore.
drank
But
in
when
a
I'm
long time, yeah.
drinking, I'm the best time and I'm so loving. Like, you know, people there's like angry drunks. I'm the complete opposite. I will talk to people I can't stand when I'm drunk. Like, hey girl, how was your weekend? Happy Pride. Let me give you a hug, girl. And then I walk away like we were best friends. And the next day they'll be like, do you know you were talking to such and such? And I was like, oh, I was. But I mean, look, we're all here to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to bring nobody down when I'm out. So
But I
yes,
think that's so true, because not only is it like, let me introduce you to my gay friend in terms of romance and relationships, it's also like, oh, I have a gay best friend as well. Let me introduce you and we can all be friends together. And it's like
yes,
the second you like meet them, you're just
I
like
hate your guts.
literally face crack, like, oh, I think we can be friends, like, because this person is annoying.
Oh gosh, I can't even tell you how many times it's happened. It's like it is crazy to me. And I think to myself, like, am I crazy? Because this person is not anything of what I try to embody. But then also there's like another side of me where people are like, you're so quiet and reserved. And I'm like, I'm actually not. You're just not my kind of
Mhm.
people, but I'm just not
One
rude.
100%. It's like I'm actually saving my energy for the people that I genuinely want to give energy to.
And if you're
Now,
not clapping your hands when I'm dancing and saying A, then you need to not be here because what is your purpose?
but
Again, you,
okay,
you're here to hype me up.
but
And
in
I'm here to hype you up. If
reality,
you're dancing, I'm gonna say A. Clap, 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 and we're gonna do the damn thing. But if that's not happening, then we are not meshing. And also, I also know
go
when
for
I'm in
it.
a relationship, when I go into a space with my what was that?
So, so. Wait, are you doing Cardi B right now?
No, I really it sounded like something crashed and I don't know what it was. So if you see someone come attack me on screen in a minute, it's because someone broke into my house. Anyways,
What was that?
but it's also important as a significant other to know when to take a step back because that's not your moment, right? Let your spouse shine because these are their people and this is what they do. So you can take a
Look,
step back. You can have your little moments in the corner with some couple people that you're meeting or you've been introduced to, and have a good time. But this is not your moment to shine. And that's also another thing is when people think that it's their time to shine when it's actually your time to step back and be confident because
well,
there's power in
confidence.
that.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. Confidence is also knowing when to step back and let other people shine. But what I was gonna say was I am out here AAing myself. Like I literally, when I dance on the dance floor, like I'll literally say, "Hey, hey, hey," and I'm like,
Hey,
"Why is no
hey,
one
hey,
a?
hey, 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 hey.
Why is
Yes.
no one AAing me? I have to AA myself."
And then I'm gonna take us to AA as soon as we're done.
Okay. Wait, let me just quickly, because it is Pride Month, so we have to give our love to the rest of the LGBTQ community. So, here in Melbourne, I've moved to be with one of my besties, Steph. Shout out,
Oh.
Bruno. I love Bruno. Bruno is one of my best.
Is it not Bruno?
Bruno is one of my besties. Shout out to Bruno. Melbourne. No, but my other bestie here in Melbourne, which you do have to meet, which you will meet when you come here, is my friend Steph. And Steph is the LGBTQ community. She is a
Oh,
lesbian.
she was when you were texting today.
Yes, she is a
Yes, yes, yes.
lesbian. And so I told her, I was like, hey, Russ and I are bringing back the podcast today, and we are going to answer the questions that nobody needs to ask. So, what are the questions that people of the lesbian community get asked? So she's flicked me a few good ones, which I love. And so, what did she say? She's okay, similar to the gays, she gets asked, who's the man in the relationship? Bitch, they're both women.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Well,
true.
okay, so this one's okay. We're getting a little bit sexual here. So basically, she also gets asked, so do you guys just scissor? I don't know how that works. I mean, well, I'm not. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for saving me with the clap.
Not with the clap.
Okay, you know what?
We are
I'm
off
just
to a
gonna,
great start for season 3, y'all. Thank you for saving him with the clap.
I am just going to read the last question that she gets, which again is a little bit explicit. So press +5 or +10 or +15, whatever your app says, if you don't want to hear anything explicit. But as a lesbian, she also gets asked, if you're a lesbian, why do you use a dildo? The comedic
let's get into
timing
it,
on
though.
that. Okay, yeah.
So,
Wait. How are you gonna leave me on silence and then clap? And now you're like, let's get into it though. Thank you for throwing me under the bus.
I'm not throwing you under the bus. I was piggybacking off of what you were talking about. So let's get into that, right? So again, you're not attracted to this is a lesson for everybody on today's episode. This is a lesson for
I
the
know what you're
gays
gonna
and
say.
nays,
Yeah, I know what you're gonna
lesbians,
say.
so that you can have these conversations with your straight friends. This is a conversation today, if you're straight, that you can understand the boundaries when it comes to your gay friends, because these things make us uncomfortable. And it's not even that they're off limits. However,
I
you
don't
should
even
just
think
know
that
when those
it's
questions are out of place at the wrong time.
and that's what I mean by like, I don't think that it's not that it makes us uncomfortable. I think it's just that when you get asked the first few times, you sort of, you give into it and you say like,
Yes.
well, actually, we're both men. But it's not that we feel uncomfortable. It's just that we're kind of over it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
yeah, I think it's not a place of uncomfortability unless you don't know the person. But it's like if they're your close family and friends, then it's like, why are you asking me this? But I think I know where you're going with your thought bubbles. So do you know where you're going, or do you want me to start you off?
I know where I'm going, but you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I think where you were going, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that, when someone says to you, so for example, us of the gay homosexual community, when someone says, oh, so who's the man and who's the woman? It's like, well, I literally told you that I'm gay.
Yeah.
If there was a man and the woman, then I would date a woman, whereas I want to date a man because I like men and I'm attracted to men. So there isn't a man and there isn't a woman. There's two men because I'm gay and that's what I like.
And Maury, he's a man.
Is that where you were going with what you were going to say though? About like, if you wanted to date a man, if you wanted to date a woman, you would date a woman. You wouldn't be gay. You would be bi. You would be straight. You would
Yes.
be gay curious. You would be what else?
Let me tell you, it's so cringe to ask these types of questions, right? Because it would be, for those of you who are straight who are listening, the equivalence of our uncomfortable questions would be like us asking you,
so who's the pillow biter?
So does he spit in your mouth and choke you? And when you guys are, it's like, what? Why would you ask that? We're at a family party. It's uncomfortable and it's out of left field. Like, oh, or also another example would be like, so do you tuck your Bible away when you guys are choking each other? Like when you have your bondage moments? And it's like, what? Why is that question out here like that? And again, see, you're even gagged because it's just an unnecessary question. So we need to start thinking before we speak.
Well, okay, so now I'm thinking, all right, why don't we want to help people as well. We don't want to just say that they can't ask these questions because don't say no. We don't want to say that they can't.
I'll put my chapstick on because let me get them together.
We don't want to say when they can't ask these questions. So like, okay, for instance, the family party. Don't ask us this question when your aunties and your uncles and your grandmas and your abuelitas are like in the room. Like, if your cousin is going to ask you, I don't know, in a space that's not a family party with tias and tios, like,
And you know the Theas, oh my, they're worse than the FBI when it comes to information. They
Because
will
they're
tell the world.
because they're listening. They're like,
Always listening
Rus
and judging.
literally, they'll be like, Russell's the bottom? No,
Oh no, he just has a patas.
I thought he just had a
Un culo
patas.
de gordo. Hold on.
We
I have Nate Kenki in the chat right now, live on Instagram, and he said,
yeah.
I think questions would be about gender roles, exclamation point, or who's the breadwinner, or who's the top. And
Who's the breadwinner? Actually, that's right. Thank you for that, Nate, because like totally, I guess we go back to the heteronormative figures of a household, right? Like
mhm.
the male is the provider, the male is the one that, like, I'm talking heteronormative, like the male is the person that makes the money, is the breadwinner, the female stays home and does the dishes. So essentially, when someone is asking you, like, who's the man and who's the woman, you're basically feeding into that thought of, like, okay, well, that man, he's the one that's going to provide for them. He's the one that's going to, I don't know, kill the spider when they see a spider. Like, at the end of the day, like, why can't two people in a relationship just like provide for each other?
Bitch, I'm the spider killer.
I'm,
I'm
I have
always the one that got to kill the spiders.
because I live alone, I have to be the spider killer, but I'm the spider killer. That's like literally on the list of my, of the people like requirements of being my husband, like be the spider killer.
Oh, hold on. Before we get off, in typical
We
fashion, Russell and Paul are getting off topic. As
because
always.
why? We are gay.
Because we're gay, we're not focused. There's a difference.
Okay, go. Focus.
Okay. Let us go back into the questions, right? So some people, some questions that I came across were, do you switch? Do you just pick a role and stick to it? And so look, let someone tell you if they're going to tell you what they're doing, right? Because there are 100% bottoms in the world. There are, because people just love that. There are people who are verse. There are people who verse tops where they mostly want to be a top. And sometimes they're like, you know what? I think I want to bottom. And then there's verse bottoms who sometimes feel like they want to top, but prefer to bottom.
And
Mostly.
just can I just relate that back to, like, I wasn't going to be sexual, but you did it.
It did.
No,
We did it, Joe.
we did it, y'all. I just want to relate that back to when your straight girlfriend says, hey, I have a gay friend as well, he's really cute, I think you would be interested. The next question in my mind is he a top or is he a bottom? Just because he's gay doesn't mean I'm going to be interested. Like, one, first of all, you need to pass the attractiveness test. Like, are we physically attracted to each other? And
Physically compatible, yeah.
are you physically compatible? Like, that's like literally what you've just talked about, because that is then the underlying things that we as part of the gay community have to consider when we date and when we mate. Like, yeah, go on.
Yes. Because see, this is where it gets complicated, because then at that point, the heterosexual community is like, well, these are why I ask these questions so that I know these things. And it's like,
You don't have to
well,
know.
you don't have to know. You can literally just get the Instagram, send it my way, and I will be able to read that like a library book because I already know what it's giving. Okay. Are they
So,
funny?
what?
Maybe. Are they cute? Maybe. Here's the other thing that's important, right? Do you have the same interests? Because just because you're gay does not mean you have the same interests. I am
Yes.
one type of person who I enjoy contact sports. Always have, always will. As you do, because you play rugby. So I play football, I played basketball and I played baseball.
Yeah.
I like a sport. And I know it's like in our own community, we get bashed for that sometimes. Like,
Mm.
Why do you like football? That's so let's say machismo, but that's so whatever the word
Like
is.
straight. That's so
Yeah,
straight. Yeah.
that's so
But I
like
think like
I
that
wouldn't be around all those straight guys. Well, because like first of all, I'm gonna knock his ass down. I don't care if he's 250 pounds and I'm 5'10 and he's 6'4. I'm gonna go right for him and show him what this hit is about. And it's like, wow, right? And it's like, I did that.
yeah, but
Me
oh my
knocked
gosh.
you out.
But you know, knocked you out. But like that is right because you know what I'm finding here in Melbourne as well, like I'm finding fast, and it's probably the same in LA, like in a big city where you know you do tend to have the FOMO when you move here and you want to go to all the parties, you want to go out and you want to see everything and you want to do all of that kind of stuff. And there are some people that don't have FOMO, and there are some people that do want to stay in the house and play board games and just chill. Like there are some gays that aren't the scene gays, which is the word, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot to consider, but yeah,
Which that's
maybe
not me. You can't I'll hit a circuit every now and then, because my knees hurt and my ankles start to hurt and I'm tired and I get up early and I go to the gym. So I don't want to be out until 3 a.m. I want to be up at the gym at 7. There's a difference.
yeah.
Um,
I'm just having a
and here's
look
some other
at
questions, right?
Yeah.
So if you haven't been with the opposite sex, how do you know that you're gay? Well, Susie Q, let me tell you, have you tried gay sex? No. Then how do you know you're straight? So have you been with a woman? How do you know you don't like women?
Have
That's
you heard of the I don't know if it's an Australian thing. Have
tell
you
me.
heard of the class system of gays?
No. I mean,
So
I'm like the worst. So
so
please enlighten me because I'm like the absolute worst when it comes to the gay community.
okay.
Like I'm the worst gay that you're ever gonna meet.
So if you're gay and you've never been with a woman, i.e., you know what I mean by been. So if
Oh,
you're
you're talking about
gay,
like gold stars and platinums
yes,
and
yeah, you've heard of that?
silver. Yes, I have.
Yeah. So just a regular gay.
I not a gold star, not a platinum.
So you're just a regular gay.
Yep, that's me.
That's me.
The other one, you must have such great style. Can you help me pick out an outfit, honey? Some of
I
these
do
gays are
have good
barely trying to figure
style.
out how they're like what fits on their body. Like,
But also, you know, people used to say to me like, "Oh, I knew you were gay because you dress well and you can dance." It's like, wait, what if I was straight and I was straight and could dress well and dance? Like, can straight people not dress well and dance? Do you know what I
no,
mean?
no, they can. And here's the thing: it's like right because we're millennials, right? This is a gay millennial podcast, and so
Gay-lennials.
we dealt with things now that Gen Z's not dealing with. So you
Yes.
couldn't have too much flavor. You couldn't have too much rhythm. You couldn't dress
Mm,
too
mm.
well. You couldn't. Nowadays, I'm on TikTok and I'm looking at these people like, is he gay or straight? And like next thing you know, he has a girlfriend. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. And you and I have talked about this,
You
like the
got
gay
bullied
bait.
for it.
That, but also like, you know, because of social media, gay baiting, like, you know, like people know that there's a gay audience that like to look at shirtless photos. And so,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
like it's almost like the opposite of one being a hetero person and asking the unnecessary questions, but two, being like a hetero person and playing into the gays. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna make money off of y'all because I know how to. Like,
And we're dumb enough to do it.
yeah, we are
We
dumb
are.
because
I'm
we're
gonna
gay.
just straight up say it. Like we are dumb enough to not read through that and be like, oh my gosh, there's such a fantasy, and like I could potentially have a chance, especially when at the real Uncle Jesse, which is like, I don't even know if that's his title anymore on Instagram, but that's what he used to go as. And he is like this guy with a faux hawk, which now they call lettuce. And it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, because like it's like shaved on the side like mine, but it goes into like a little V in the back. or like it comes
That's a
down like a
mohawk.
mohawk.
That's a mohawk.
Or like a mullet-ish type situation. And so his Instagram handle, you see, he has a very nice body at the real Uncle Jesse. Now, he was always like showing off his body and like gay-ish baiting. And then he started collaborating with actual gay OnlyFans content creators because it's all on Twitter. And it's like,
Yeah.
but he still has a girlfriend. And I'm like, y'all.
If I was that girl, I would be like, okay, your next 3 gay OnlyFans posts needs to fund my next Chanel bag. Like that's what I would be like. I would 100% be like that. Like, okay, y'all are out there on OnlyFans, you know, playing into the gays. I need a Chanel bag.
You know, the other thing is too, when you take a straight person who is insecure to a gay bar and it's like, I don't want to get hit on. Or like if you see someone who is gay, who is out with their straight best friend, which I feel like everybody should have, because you know, as we get older and we're in our 30s, every friend that you have that's close to you is a best friend. Versus like when you're growing up, you have one best friend because no one else falls into that category. Now you have a plethora of them because you've built this compound of what means the most to you, and you understand the deepness of what a friendship means. So they're really all on the same level, right? I have 4 or 5 best friends, and then everyone else is an acquaintance.
But
so
I think that's so true what you say. Like, you know, when you're out and about on the town and then you're kind of like, okay, we've had a few drinks, like where do we go next? Like, oh, let's check out the gay bar. And then one of the straight boys, like one of the straight boys in the groups go, oh, I don't want to go to the gay bar because I don't want to get hit on. Like, as a gay man, you could look at a straight person and you will know if they're going to get hit on or not. Like, there are some of the straights out there that say, I don't want to get hit on. It's like, you won't.
No one is hitting on you. No one even wants to see you. Put a bag on. Is it Halloween? Because I know that has to be a mask.
Oh my goodness. Halloween.
And the ones who are like deeply attractive, who everyone is scared to even approach, are usually the fun ones. Like you go up to them, you hit on them, and they're kind of just like kind of giggling to themselves, like, no, I'm not even gay, but like, I'm so flattered. Thank you so much. You know, and they're blushing because they're excited that it's like, oh man, like I'm attracting both sexes, right?
But I think again,
if you're
that's
that
like
person, confidence.
Exactly. That's literally what I was about to say. Like, that is confidence. Like, I am confident in who I am. I'm confident in my sexuality. I'm confident that I could go to a gay bar with my gay friends. And you know what? If I get hit on, whatever, I get hit on. Like, at the end of the day, I am here with my friends having fun. And that is confidence.
Yeah. Like, and if you're in our space, you're playing by our rules. Just like when we go to your space, we're playing by your rules. If we are gay at a straight bar in Vegas, we know to respect your boundaries. Don't walk up to you. Don't hit on you. Don't try to buy you a drink. None of those things. If
Can I just say,
our space, you should be clapping your hands and saying A.
But you know what? Like, shout out to the allies, because I just, like, a thought literally came to mind just now when you're talking, that me and my mates, we went to like one of the local gay bars here, and in front of us in line was a group of girls. There was probably like 8 or 10 of them literally lining up to go into the gay bar. And either they were really drunk, which from my memory I can't remember, either they were really drunk, or because they were a group of girls, they got turned away. And then
thank God.
That's what I mean. I'm like, thank you to this ally right now on the security on the door that turned away the group of girls, because I'm out here trying to look. How can I look? I'm like looking between girls. It's like, excuse me, I'm trying to look.
Nothing is more annoying than a straight bachelorette party in Palm Springs, California, which is like the gay capital of the United States, minus Provincetown. And minus New York. Actually, New York is number 1. But Palm Springs is a very, very, it falls very highly up there. And nothing is worse than when you're trying to go have a good time and it's nothing but bachelorettes because they feel safe in our space. Like, ma'am, you are being obnoxious all up in our space. And then the straight guys figure out where they're at. So then they start coming. And then next thing you know, it's just a straight bar. So then you're
Yeah.
irritated. So then you're like, now we got to act up and now we got to be flamboyant and do too much and be all over the place so that y'all get annoyed and leave. Right. So, and we do. Like, this is our space. We're going to do everything extra that we wouldn't normally do to make you feel uncomfortable because we created these spaces because we didn't have nowhere to go. We didn't have nowhere to go. And there was one girl. Oh, let me tell you about her. I worked with her one time. One of my jobs.
Right.
You know, I have multiple jobs.
Yeah.
And this girl, she goes, we're going down to, and it was a gay destination. And she's like, because gay men love to buy me drinks and gay men love to buy me and my girls drinks. And I turned to her and said, who was buying you drinks? Because I have never seen a gay man look at a straight woman and be like, let me buy you a drink.
100%.
I said, also, you shouldn't be going down there to hang out at the gay bars anyways because you're irritating.
Yeah.
So they're not going to like you.
I know from me, in my personal experience, like, unless if I see a hetero woman in a gay bar, like, I'm not paying her any attention unless she is attached to a gay man. Like, if y'all are there
and
with
funny.
and funny.
We love a straight girl, funny friend that's like, yes, what you want me to do? Do you want me to be your wingman? Which one are you into? And then they'll go over there and be like, hey, oh my God, you guys are so cute. I love your outfit. Where'd you get that? I love your boots. Oh my God, Chelsea boots, cute. My friend over there likes you. You want to come over and say hi? Yes. That's what we need from you. It is about us. It is not about you.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else that we've missed on? Because a lot of them, I guess, are the typical questions we get that we are over is essentially like, who's the man, who's the woman, who's the top, who's the bottom?
Have you slept with all your friends? Because I heard the gays sleep with all of their friends. Yes. No,
have you heard
of I have not.
Have you heard of, I guess it's going back to what you mentioned at the start of the podcast, which was, oh, like, how did y'all meet? Like, have you ever heard of the term internet? But have you ever heard of the term internet friends? We were internet friends. Oh, we're internet friends.
Even a line where Instagram, mind your business. Why are you asking questions? But the other one too is, you must love Beyoncé, right? Because she is the queen of all queens. And it's like, every gay has their own queen.
Has their own queen.
Has their own queen for their own reasons.
Yes.
Right? So Beyoncé is a big one right now.
I love
a lot
her.
of the gays love Beyonce. But Beyonce still will not outshine Celine Dion for some other gays.
And
those two won't outshine Mariah Carey for the other gays.
Yes.
Lady Gaga will outshine all of those ones for the other gays.
Yeah, I think I just thought of another one as well. Because within our community, there is a lot more people in open relationships. Like, that is a big thing within our community. But the funniest thing is when, you've brought your ally to the gay party, to the gay music festival or whatever, and your friends are in an open relationship and they see said person kissing another person that's not part of the open relationship. And then said ally, i.e. the straight person, goes, oh, blah, blah, blah's over there cheating on their boyfriend.
Yes, they are, honey. Mind your business.
But it's like having to have that uncomfortable discussion of like, have you heard of open relationships?
Yeah, that's another one. Like, how could you be open? Like, that is none of your business. Like, I know a lot of couples who are open, and that's none of my business. They go about their lives the way that they go about their lives. We met a couple the other day who was in a throuple, and I'm like, that's too much work for me, baby. But if it works for you, go ahead. And they've been in a throuple for 15 years.
Oh, I love that. But I do think that the heteros or people that, like, because again, like, being in an exclusive relationship is a hetero norm. So I think that, like, obviously people who, regardless of your sexuality, they also experience, you know, the feeling of want to be open and the feeling of want to sleep with multiple partners. I think that regardless of your sexuality, like that is just something that you need to talk about. And you
Well,
know what, we could literally go into that for a whole another episode. Like, but I just think that people need to acknowledge their feelings.
they do. And a tail off of that is when people are like, how can they be open? But you and your man had a threesome. What is, am I crazy? Because to me, that, what?
What's
Because
that?
you can't be talking to me. You can't be telling me your beliefs on the gay community when you had a threesome. I know what you did. I know what you did because your man got drunk and he told everybody what you did, right? So there's those type of situations. The other one, oh gosh, the other one is, aren't you afraid you're gonna go to hell, baby? I'm in it now. Have you seen this economy? Everything is burning. I ain't scared of Jesus. You should be scared of Jesus. Right?
Jesus is always watching.
Being gay is a sin. Jesus died for our sins, girl. If you ain't gay, then you ain't honoring his wishes. Because he died for our sins. Therefore, you should be gay. Being straight is not a sin. You are not. He died for no reason for you. He died for me. Okay.
I love that. I do feel like there are so many out there. So we oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Oh no,
We-
girl. Now you're getting choked up.
I was gonna say, like, because in true me fashion, I'm feeling run down again. And I'm on the verge of sickness, so it wouldn't be a gay podcast season unless I was coughing. So yeah, we are back. We're back for season 3, baby. But I want to hear from our listeners. I want to hear from our viewers. If we haven't touched on like any questions that you experience being part of the community, then we want to know what they are so that we can answer on live for y'all.
I would love that. Please hit me with your questions. Is there anything? We're gonna open the floor? Is there anything you would like to know that we can answer right now? Please put it in the live chat.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's put that back to not just the people in our community, but to everyone. Like, if there is a question that you want to ask us, 2 gay men, we'll do it. We will do it on Instagram Live. We will do it on YouTube Live. We will post about it on Spotify. Give us your questions. We'll go through it.
And by us, Paul means him. I'll be here just being quiet.
Exactly, because Russell does not answer any questions.
I don't answer a single question, honey, because I don't owe nothing to nobody.
What about this question then?
No questions, Stace. Thank you.
Have you had a oh no moment of the week or of the few months?
Oh no! Yes, I have.
Oh no! Do we need to give an update about what are oh no moments again? Because we have been going for a while.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So you know, here in Australia, we do say something called "oh no," or you know, if you're from the US or from anywhere overseas, we say "oh no."
Oh no! If you're an American, you say "oh no."
But so oh no moments of the week, or oh no moments of life, or oh no moments relating to the topic that we've discussed are basically a moment where you literally, the moment happens and you go, oh no.
Oh no.
No. Or you see something, you see someone and your friend's just like acting a fool and you're like, oh no, honey.
Oh no.
Oh no's are anything that makes you say, oh no. Is it embarrassing? Is it sad? Is it happy? Is it lovely? What was your oh no moment?
I was hosting at Bingo Loco, bitch, and I tripped on the stage and I fell. And then when I recovered, I came around and I went, because like the stage was there was 2 side stages and the front was all speakers. And so I was on the side stage, which had to step onto the other stage to get to the DJ booth because I had to go get one of the prizes. Bitch, I fell. And then I recovered. I ran around the stage, come back to get on top of the speaker, and then I fell through the speaker.
Wait, is this all like, can the audience see?
Yes, the audience can see everything. So mind you, I could laugh at myself. It's not a problem. So
Yeah.
I look at the audience. I said, oh, bitch, I almost fell. I said, you know, I did fall. I did. I said, you know, I was like, but I recovered, honey. I said, here we are. We are better than ever. Right. And The audience was laughing. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have a bruise. And I did.
Legit. If I was in the stage, I would have said, "Oh no!" Like watching, like, "Oh no!" Oh my gosh.
What is your RNR moment of the week?
My
Oh,
oh no
in
moment.
fashion, what is your NAR moment of the week?
Oh my gosh. Episode 3, season 3, episode 1 is chaotic, guys.
We'll
We've
get
been
back on
off
track
for
eventually in the
exactly.
episode.
We've been off, so I think this was a good episode to come back to. But my no moment of the week, my oh no moment of the past few months is that I've moved to Melbourne, as all of you guys know. But I've literally signed a 12-month lease where my neighbors can see me.
I love that.
And so, like, right now, it's a beautiful sunny day in Melbourne. Like, for people that, come to Melbourne, they know that Melbourne is notorious for being cloudy, for being rainy, for being dark, and for being gloomy in the winter. And so, when it's a beautiful, like, day like this, I want natural light because my brown skin needs natural light. But
Yeah.
exactly. But in order to have natural light, I need to have the blinds up, which
Yeah.
then means that I am giving a show to my neighbors. So that is my oh no moment of the week, that they see me every day having lunch, having dinner. Well, not dinner because the blinds are down by then, but watching Bridgerton, doing this podcast. The other day I was filming a stupid video and they were watching me as they were walking past. Like, that's my oh no moment of the week, of the month, that I've signed a lease for 12 months where I give a show.
Welcome to the fishbowl, honey, because yeah, I mean, you've been here, we're on the main, like the sidewalk is right in front of our stoop. And so
Oh,
we have a lot
yes.
of natural light here. And so our windows are always open, the curtains are always drawn back. And I have these big ass lights in front of my computer right now. And I'm sure everybody walking by is like, and sometimes we'll be watching movies right here
Yeah.
in the living room, and then someone will be walking by, and then we'll do it to them as they're walking by. We're like, and then they make eye contact with us, and it's just instinctual because we're like, oh shoot, we just did that, huh? My bad. Sorry. Hi.
Yeah. I wave. I literally wave at people. I'm like, hey.
I'm like,
I should put like
don't come knock on my door. I don't want to buy nothing that's selling.
I should put like a QR code on the window, and the QR code takes us to our socials so that people follow us. I should do that.
That is smart.
Which, follow us, guys. If you are listening to us, if you are watching us on YouTube, follow us.
Because the goal is still to get to 100,000 followers so that we can move to New York.
New York. Yes.
Paul will be coming very far east. I will be coming east, and we will make it. Oh, before we go,
yes.
Do you have any other good news that you're celebrating? Have you met anybody in Melbourne? Not to say that you have, but like, have you, like, is there anything good? Like, I like to hear good news. Obviously, we want to give people hope in the world of, like, a better question. Has anybody gauged your interest in that area?
I feel like that is none of your business. But I also feel like when we go offline, I'll tell you everything. And so let's give the listeners something to
You know why I ask?
Think about. What? Why?
It's because you're glowing.
Shut up.
You are glowing. You are glowing. And like, it's fine. Like, we don't have to reveal any specific individuals, plural, because we just talked about polyamory. But yours is glowing. And it could be just because of the move. The move could just be like, this is a new space. This is like, when I left my hometown, it was like the greatest thing to ever happen to me. So
really, I am glowing.
That question better is, you're glowing. So what else is happening with you?
I'm glowing because I haven't spoken to you in a live platform for 2 months now, and we are doing the podcast. We are back for season 3. That is why I'm glowing, bitch, because I'm happy doing this with you. Not because of a man, but because of you. Bitch.
I have some other news for our listeners.
Do it.
We are planning to meet up in Melbourne for Pride next year in February.
Yes,
so you might actually see Paul and myself sitting side by side for a podcast for once in your life.
We could literally get all of our friends to just like, we could just get a little room, get all of our friends to come, and we
Where are you
can have a
going with
live audience, and then we can just like, we can have a live audience. We can get questions from our friends live in the audience. I think that would be sick. We need to
This
talk
would
about that.
be. I love this. And then when you come to Long Beach, we'll do the same thing here because you
On
know
the
my living room
beach.
is huge, and we have our Watch What Happens live corner with Sam Smith and Jennifer Lopez, and our plants, our gay plants, are always green, never brown.
Gay
Thank you.
plants, always, because you're
Plants are always green because we're sun shining. But yeah, I'm excited to come down and see your new place.
I'm excited too. I'm excited for this season. I'm excited for whatever life is going to throw at us. And I will tell you offline what else I'm excited about.
There's a couple I'm excited about too that I can't talk about on the podcast.
All right, let's get off there. Let's go. Let's go. Because
we're just getting vulnerable enough to keep you guys interested.
exactly, but because
oh, look at girl, I've gained weight. Look at my arms. Hold on.
hey,
look at her.
Hey,
She's getting thick, girl. Look,
thick.
and also I heard about this test that if
Oh my
you
gosh. Oh my god.
if
What?
you can touch your elbows together, it means you're flat chested. But if you can't touch your elbows together, it means that you got something going for you, girl. Look.
I think you just need to
I
stretch.
have to try very hard to touch my elbows. That means, girl, look, you should see that's heavy now. When I go through a speed bump, it's like boom, 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 boom. Right? There's some weight there. And anybody who knows me knows that my goal has always been to have big pecs, and I'm finally getting there. Oh,
You're getting there, girl.
With that being said, y'all, thanks for tuning in for season 3 first episode. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. We're gay. We gotta go.